Pink walls and fairies are not fine when you're trying to sell a house. 2.5 months, you haven't had a single offer. It's probably not selling because of the presentation. It is just a suggestion, so don't shoot the messenger.
We're hoping and praying that it is gonna get sold.
In real estate, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And when I mean beholder, I mean buyer. So, consider spending a bit of money prepping your property before viewings. You will reap the rewards. Because in my property experience, I know that you've got to spend money to make money. Ten members of Ruth's family live in their 2-story semi-detached house, and after 7 years, it's time to sell up. It's been on the market for 2.5 months and hasn't received a single offer. And this is weird, well, for 2 reasons. First of all, with an asking price of $429,900, it's a steal. And second of all, it is a hot, hot market, so this house should have sold months ago. Now, to make matters worse, Ruth, their oldest daughter, is moving out of home and taking her family with her. And that leaves the other members of the family with a mortgage that, quite simply, they can't afford. So they have to downsize, and they have to downsize quick.
This is the traditional Portuguese home. My mom and my dad. They don't want to sell the house because they want to gather the family together, but they have to sell the house.
Ruth and her family have had no luck selling their house. And I think it's got something to do with presentation, because the location and the asking price are bang on. So I got to get in there and find out what I'm dealing with. Hey, Ruth. Thanks for having me. Hi, I see everyone's here. Hi. Wow, I'm slightly overwhelmed. Who's going to give me the tour?
I am.
OK, brilliant.
This is our living room. Okay. This is where we hang out when we have special guests.
It's bright. There are a lot of statues in here. I also see a big cabinet right in front of the window.
Yeah, some more statues, as you can see.
Well, I'm really curious to see the rest of the house.
Sure, let's go. Okay, this is my parents' room.
Wow, it's a huge bed. It's quite a lot of furniture in here. A lot of bed and not a lot of room.
It's the Portuguese style.
Really? Well, what's next?
This is the kitchen.
The most important room in the house. It's a really big size.
Yes, it is.
Again, covering up the windows. Oh, bit of damage down here.
Yes.
That needs to be fixed, I think.
Yes, it does.
So, who do all the statues belong to? Because there's a lot of them. I mean,
it's a Portuguese traditional thing, and basically, like, these are all gifts.
See, in England, we tend to hide them away. Then if someone comes to stay, we put the gift out and goes, yeah, it's always here, it's always here. Another traditional Portuguese thing is the tiles, isn't it?
Yes. To my mom, if a kitchen doesn't have tiles, it's not a kitchen for her.
I think I'm going to have a quiet word with her. I'm quite scared. So, where next?
Next is the dining room.
Dun, dun, dun. Ah. Ooh. Hello, you. He's absolutely terrifying. Have you ever seen the movie The Birds? I can see that if you move around the room, his eyes follow you. For viewings, we might put the eagle away.
Okay. We'll see what my mom has to say about that.
I'm beginning to get a little scared. Oh, should we go upstairs?
Sure.
As you walk up the stairs, you can't help but notice the awful pink carpet, and it's in bad shape. The bathroom's okay, but what is that shag rug doing in there? There are 3 bedrooms. The first 2 are a good size, but with all that clutter, how would any prospective buyer know? I can't wait to see what the master bedroom looks like.
So this is mine, my husband, and my 3 children's room.
Wow, that must be really hard.
It is very hard.
Hopefully, once we get this house sold, you can remedy that.
Yes.
But to get to that point, we're going to have to do something about all these curtains covering every window. Do people not like the light or something? Are you like a family of vampires? I think I have a bit of a battle on my hands. We need to brighten this place up. I think it's time to implement some changes. Pink walls and fairies are fine in Orlando, Florida, but they're not fine when you're trying to sell a house. And as for covering up every source of natural light, it seems like complete madness to me. So unless I can sit down with Ruth and make her understand that to sell this house, It's not all about old world charm. She's gonna have to appeal to a new breed of buyers, or her parents are gonna be left with this big old empty nest which they can't afford. The bottom line is, the house has been on for 2.5 months. You haven't had a single offer. Now, it's a 4-bedroom house in the centre of the city. The asking price is very reasonable. So it should have gone in the first week. And the reason it hasn't is because it's not viewing that well at the moment. Decorate it to appeal to people coming in off the street. You want to attract viewers in and you want to get offers. And I think part of that process is going to be removing a lot of the dark, big furniture, creating more space, changing the colour palette, so taking out the pink carpet, repainting the sitting room and the rooms upstairs, more neutral colours that will appeal to everyone, and modernising the kitchen.
That looks like a lot of hard work to be done in here.
Many hands make for light work. We've got the family, we're here. I think I'm going to go around and richly burn all the curtains in this house. Let in the light. How do you think your parents are going to react?
Well, my dad's very anxious, but my mom's mostly afraid. Her thinking is, what if I don't sell my house?
The bottom line is really, once you move out, your parents can't afford to pay the mortgage, can they?
No.
So they have to sell. Times, they are a-changing, and this old world neighbourhood is modernising. Ruth knows this, but she's still, naturally, a little unsure about the changes we're making in her home. But her and her parents have to take a leap of faith, otherwise they're going to be stuck with this big old house and a mortgage that they can't afford. I've got a meeting now with Cynthia, the family's real estate agent. She should be able to give me some insight into Ruth's situation. In your opinion, what is the target market for a property like this in this area?
There's a lot of first-time home buyers in the market right now.
Do you think a lot of people who are looking around this house will themselves be Portuguese?
No.
No?
No. I think it'll be a mixture, but not necessarily Portuguese, no.
One of the first things that struck me when I walked through the door was they don't make the most of the natural light in here. Because, I mean, for instance, this room has 2 huge windows in, and the curtains are permanently drawn, and there's a lot of very big furniture. Do you think this house would benefit from a modern revamp?
Yes, I definitely think it's going to benefit from modernizing it. I'm Portuguese myself, and we like the antique and the nice dark curtains. It's something that we're accustomed to.
Ruth has to understand that to take this house from unsellable to sellable, she has to forgo her parents' traditional style, modernizing it for young families who will look at this as their potential dream home. It's all about presenting your house in the best possible light and getting it to appeal to as many people as possible. Now, I want to show Ruth this house because it's a perfect comparable. It's exactly the same footprint, but it's been staged really well and it shows fantastically. And the best thing is, it's right next door. Well, Ruth, we haven't had to come far, have we? Now, this house was on the market and it's now been sold. Neutrally painted, but still attractive. It's decluttered. At the same time, it doesn't look like a show home. It does have personality, and I'm not suggesting that we take all personality out of your house, but it's a kind of fine balance, I think. I want to show you the kitchen because it's a really good example of a kitchen that shows well but isn't expensive. Look, that is definitely not Italian granite. Cupboards are not new, but they've had a fresh-ish coat of paint and new handles. It's kind of small, minor refurbishments that make a big difference when you're showing your house. It still looks like your kitchen, but not quite so many statues.
Okay.
Should we go upstairs? Like Ruth's house, there are 3 bedrooms upstairs. The polished hardwood floors and clean and tidy rooms are very appealing. And one room has been converted into an office, which is always a bonus. The good thing about showing you this house is it's the same footprint as your house. So this room is pretty much exactly the same size as your room, but it feels more open. Just show what you can do with a bit of paint and use of natural light.
Well, because of the curtains.
I knew bringing Ruth to this house was a great idea. She's really understanding why this house sold, and she's learning what she has to do to make her house sellable. It's just about making it so it appeals to everyone, and the best way to do that is to be as middle of the road as possible. Do you see what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And this house is quite a successful case in point. Now, you live next door, so you saw the sale sign coming up, and then you saw the sold sign replace it. How long was that period of time?
About a week to a week and a half.
See? A week to a week and a half. I don't want to sound like a bully, but the bottom line is your house, it's been on the market for 2 and a bit months and it hasn't sold. And it is quite a buoyant market at the moment, so there is a reason for that. it's probably not selling because of the presentation. At the moment, it seems to be appealing to only one market, and that is the Portuguese market. But this era is changing. Like the couple who bought this house, they're not Portuguese. They're a young couple, they want to start their family. So that's what we're trying to achieve. It is just a suggestion, so don't shoot the messenger. You're giving me daggery looks. Anyway, I think we've got loads of work to do.
All right.
It's time for me to bring in our head contractor, Anthony Sayers, to get us started with this transformation.
What have you got planned?
I've noticed a lot of these in the house.
You would make a really pretty bride, Anthony.
Well, thank you. So we're gonna start by decluttering.
And we are putting the eagle to nest somewhere else, I think.
The house is very dark, so we'll just uncover all the windows, let all the light back into the house. Upstairs, we're gonna take up the carpet and reveal the nice hardwood floor that's there. Hopefully we won't have to do too much work to it to bring it back to life. Down here in the kitchen, we're gonna tone down the towels. I don't usually paint towels, but in this case, I think we're gonna paint them. Countertops deteriorated around the faucet, so we'll change the countertop, get a new one. Paint out the cabinets, new handles, some lighting.
So you look slightly uncomfortable.
Well, regarding the tiles, covering it up, I don't know how that's gonna look.
We're gonna scuff them up and then prime them and paint them. Really nice color. It's gonna look good. It's not a lot of money that we're spending, and you're making a big impact.
All right.
All our solutions are reasonable and necessary, because without the renovation, Ruth will probably have to drop the asking price by as much as $30,000.
So, light fixtures, window treatment, no more pinks, no more carpets, hardwood, young, trendy, modern look, using our budget and 2 days.
Yes.
Well, I don't think we have very much time to talk. I got some knickknacks to pack away.
Yes.
This was the kickstart Ruth really needed. If you're having problems and don't really know where to start, a good place is the 3Ds. Disassociate yourself from your house. No longer your home, it's a product, and a marketable one at that. Declutter, get rid of all the knickknacks, the excess furniture, and finally, depersonalize. Get rid of the majority of the family photos, because people want to walk in and imagine themselves in the house, not you. I know it's all very mad at the moment, but I want to know how you're feeling about the work.
When I came in, I was very surprised. I seen my cupboards white, the tiles are white, and she goes, "Is my house gonna be like this?"
No, I promise you, it will not all be white.
I want to thank you guys for everything. Yeah, I'm confident what the job you guys are doing is for the best. It's gonna be great, so the house can be sold. She knows that we're gonna be happy again.
I'm so relieved that Maria and Jose understand that we're doing what's best for them. And I feel like Ruth and the rest of the family are ready to move on. Let's sell this house.
So, how's it going?
Very good.
Looks a little like a disaster movie in here, but I'm sure it will look tidier in a bit. Now, I assured Maria and Jose that this was just a priming coat.
Yes. It's gonna be an off-white, like this, and then this will be the bottom, lower
Oyster
cabinet.
white.
And
I mean,
then-
who comes up with these? Jogging path, ethereal mood, fawn brindle.
And then this is the countertop.
It's very nice. It won't be all white, everything.
No.
Refurbishing is such a good way. I mean, if you don't have the money to make your kitchen look fresh before putting it on the market.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think I should go and put my jeans on and start painting.
Excellent. Nice. Oh no. No, 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 no. Vinyl. That's not good. I wasn't expecting that at all.
This house is definitely one step closer to getting an offer.
Once the family got their heads around the importance of new versus old world decor, we could really move forward.
So all we needed to do was concentrate on the things we could change.
I'd better check in with Anthony to see what's going on. We've got to be ready for the open house.
Anthony?
How you doing?
So. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah?
little worried.
Right?
Really worried we're not going to get it finished. A lot is resting on it, and it's not just one couple. 3 couples, 3 kids, all living in this one house, but they need to move out.
I know. There is a lot of work to do, and we've done quite a bit already. We've taken up all the carpet from upstairs. There was one room that there was vinyl flooring underneath, so I wasn't expecting that, but I had to use some of the budget to recarpet the room. The countertop.
I saw the kitchen. It does look really smart.
No, it does. I think it looks great.
Well, I'm glad I came in here because you've reassured me.
Just a few blocks away, a similar house to Ruth shows how enhancing a home's best features get it on the fast track to a sale. The living room with its warm brown panelling, polished hardwood floors and fireplace are highlighted as opposed to hidden behind decorative items. Even more deep brown tones are found in the elegant dining room. Photos adorn the walls and a few smartly placed knickknacks add to the ambience. The kitchen feels spacious and urban with its stainless steel appliances, brand new countertops, and there's no clutter. Upstairs, the master bedroom sleeps 2 as opposed to 5, and it will appeal to young couples who will love the romantic feel. The furniture does not take over the room, it accentuates it. Back at Ruth's house with the open house approaching, everyone is pitching in to get this house ready for its big debut.
We're rushing to put everything away, and it's exciting, and wow, can we actually be doing this? At the end, it's all about selling the house. It's what we really need. So we're hoping and praying that it is gonna get sold.
The house looks fab. It's taken a lot of work and the team really had to pull together at the end. But I think we've done it, and I think you'll agree, it really packs a punch now.
Starting with the living room, we removed the window coverings and the wall unit that was blocking the light. With natural paint colour instead of that candy-coloured pink and the added touches of the 2 mirrors on the wall, the living room now feels bigger and brighter. All the furniture in this room has been reused, which is proof positive that sometimes all a room needs is a fresh coat of paint. And oh yes, no statues. Anthony's decision to paint the kitchen tiles was a good one. Now the white and light green colours give the kitchen a modern look. We added a smaller kitchen table to add space, a crucial update to one of the most important rooms in the house. The dining room is a simple fix. We added some new lights and decluttered. We got rid of that ugly pink carpet and painted the stairs and added a neutral coloured runner. We uncovered hardwood floors throughout the upstairs. Hardwood floors can add a whopping $10,000 to the price of a house. We covered the tiles Anthony discovered with a carpet and painted it a subtle colour, as opposed to the violet colour that was violating the view before. And now for the pièce de résistance, Ruth's room, where 2 adults and 3 children slept. We got rid of the window treatments and let the airy, see-through curtains let the sunshine in. The kids' bed is gone, as is the big TV, and with the new lighting, the room feels inviting, as opposed to the foreboding feeling it had when we got there.
There is no point having an open house if no one turns up. So advertise. Plaster your neighbourhood in flyers. Basically, create an interest in your open house. Give your house a thorough clean after staging. Personally, I'd always use a cleaning company because after all, cleanliness is next to godliness. Eliminate strong odours. No one wants to buy a house that smells of feet. And one of the best ways to do this is to bake some cookies.
I'm feeling confident as we're about to put Ruth's home to the true test. Potential buyers are arriving for the open house.
Hi, come in. I'm Sophie, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Sophie. This is our sitting room.
Nice and high ceiling, eh?
Oh, this color is great. The dark brown looks fantastic.
Great windows.
Down here, we've got an extra bedroom.
Wow, this is interesting.
Do you work from home?
Yes.
Well, just use this as a home office.
It's nice. Kind of an eat-in, eh?
Yes.
That's a nice size. Yeah, it's good with the kitchen.
New countertop, terrific.
I knew prospective buyers would want to see an updated kitchen.
We got this a formal dining room.
No, that's nice. Very nice.
Would you want to look upstairs?
Absolutely.
It did have a double bed in before.
Really?
I promise you, I'm not lying, it really did.
Sweet kids room.
The lack of clutter shows the versatility of this room.
Big second bedroom.
Nice size.
It is a good size.
It's the master.
No, the master is yet to come.
Oh, really?
Nice size.
It's a gorgeous size. So light in this room.
This is a much better size for the master bedroom.
Here's hoping we have a prospective buyer in our midst.
So would you think of coming back for a second viewing, maybe bringing your wife?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Oh, brilliant. What do you think?
Well, definitely there's potential, I think. There's lots of space. I like all the lights.
So, would you consider bringing your wife back to have a look?
I kind of like it, but you know, she's the boss.
Yeah, that's usually the way.
The open house is done and dusted, and we got some really positive feedback. The house is looking bright and fresh, and I think it's going to appeal to a broader range of people. So I'm hopeful we'll get some offers, and this house will no longer be unsellable.
I don't mind telling you, Cynthia, I'm really pleased. What are your thoughts?
Well, I've taken a look around and it looks really nice. I like it. It's nice and bright, and it looks even bigger than it did before.
Especially this room seems a lot bigger now.
Yes. I love the color. I love the green. It looks really nice.
In your professional opinion, what change that we've implemented has had the biggest impact, do you think?
I think the colors. The colors look really nice. They're bright colors. It makes it look even bigger than it did before.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, though. It's all about whether someone makes an offer or not. But the last gentleman who came round, he seemed very keen. So he said he was going to take your card and give you a call and bring his wife round, who apparently is the boss.
I love the kitchen. The living room's beautiful. It's just, wow, I love it. We're hoping for the house to be sold.
This house is a perfect example of how modernizing your decor
Can really transform a home, so it appeals to a much wider spectrum of people. And that's why real estate agents are persuading people
to show off their home's full potential.
so it just improves the odds of a quick sale.
This house received a lot of traffic. Young couples were wowed by the transformation from clunky, cluttered rooms to hip, modern-looking house. And it wasn't long before Ruth and her family got the result they were looking for, a sale. For this property, the journey from unsellable to sold is complete.